As a small biz pro, so we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, so we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic, and this is February 2nd, Crystal.
It is. So we have rushed on into Black History Month, the shortest month of the year.
Oh, yeah.
And I wonder if that was intentional, but I know it wasn't. But as I say, Black History Month is every single day
Every
of the
single
year.
day of the year, baby.
Right, exactly. So we need to be able to talk about our history every single day.
That's right.
And more so now than ever. And I think people, with all the stuff that's going on, people are really getting into listening and going, wow, I didn't know that happened. And not just us, but people of non-color as well.
Yeah.
Is, you know, we I guess the internet is doing its job,
Yes.
which is probably why they came up with net neutrality, because the real histories was getting out.
That's
so,
what I'm talking
so now they're going
about.
to shut
Now
that
they're
baby
trying to
down.
suppress
So we don't want you people to know your history, because that's how we control you, is with your history.
You know, they say if you know your history, then you'll know your destiny. They don't want that.
They don't want that. So that is quite interesting.
Right.
So, but now people are aware of their history and you know, I think I started with the blast for RBD. I started it the last week of June.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
the last week of January. So now we will have a full 31 days. At least,
That's good.
At least in my camp.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Because it's just, what are we talking about? Why can't we tell our history?
Yeah, you know, and that's it. That's what it should be. We should be the one telling and writing our own history, because if not, someone else is going to tell it for us. They're going to give their own flavor.
And they have done their own flavor,
they've
right?
been doing
I mean,
that.
even with this craziness about people going back to where they came from.
Yeah.
How you going to go back to a place that you were stolen from?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, where are we going back to? What is it? There's a tribe sitting there waiting for us, man. They don't even
With a red carpet.
Come on in. We've been waiting for you. 250 years we've been waiting for you. So, we ain't nobody waiting for us to come.
That's right. That's right. So we got to make do with what we've got right here. So that's why most of us right now, as we know, we're venturing into entrepreneurship, because we can't rely on others to make way for us.
No, we cannot. We
gotta
have
do
to
our
be
own
the
thing.
one that, and I think it's really, really important. And that's why it has to be not just on this in February. It must be all the time, because our children need to know who, what, and where.
Exactly.
And it's interesting, because those of, we're from the continent of Africa. And one of the things that when you're from, a native grouping of people, there's something in a tribe that is like the historian, right?
Exactly.
And they keep the history.
They tell the story from way back when.
Right.
They pass it on. They pass on the knowledge and the culture and the customs, to the youth.
Right, exactly. So, and that's how you stay connected to who you are. I would imagine that probably was very specific in Jamaica.
Yes,
exactly. That your grandparents told you your
Yep.
history and who your people were,
Yes.
and so forth. And
That's exactly what it was.
yeah, and we here, we get to a certain, and probably, I know with my friends, my girlfriend that's Cuban and some other friends of mine from other countries, Caribbean countries, they don't seem to, like, we really have a lack at African American. If your people were brought here from Africa and you don't have that, and you grew in the slavery was there, where there was specifically no connection to the motherland.
Yeah.
And so, but I know other friends of mine, I have girlfriends from South Africa. When I was talking about, and I think I mentioned this before, about doing my DNA, because I wanted to know where I was from. And she's like, well, I'm from South Africa. But yeah, you are. And I understand that's the continent.
Yeah.
But you don't look like the South Africans that should be looking in that country. So that means there's some other additives, some other ingredients was thrown in the mix there.
So she was getting an attitude with you, huh?
We're just not really kind of seeing why I even wanted to do that, right? Like, why are you doing that? And then I'm going, well... I know my nose is not an African nose, and I know my skin color is not the African. I'm from after I got my DNA.
So
I'm from Nigeria.
There has to be some mix there.
It has to be some mix. So you kind of want to know, what is that mix?
Exactly.
Right. So I mean, and I think it's important. I think it's important that our children know who they are and where they actually came from.
Right. And one of the things, being Jamaican, we've got, 90% of Jamaica is black, 90%.
Right.
The other 10% are divided into every other culture,
right?
Which is amazing.
Yeah,
because most people see Jamaica, they're thinking, oh, it's all blacks. No, you've got the other 10% is white, Latino, Asian. Middle Eastern, you name it, Indian.
Right. Wow. And it's interesting you said that, because the very first time I went to Jamaica, I can't even think. Where's
Dunn's River.
Okay, so what?
That's in Ocho Rios.
Ocho Rios. Yeah. So that's where I went.
So Jamaica has 14 parishes. And Ocho Rios is one of them.
Okay, so I went to Ocho Rios, and when I got there, at the time the guy I was dating, he wanted to really get native. He wanted to go in where the natives were. Yeah. And then, of course, they scared him half to death. But
So what was he trying to do?
You know what he was trying to do. And then he got real paranoid, because that's a different ganja than over here, right? Yeah. And so he was like, "Oh my God, okay, wait a minute." So he's scared. But I was just like, when we were going into the stores, I'm going, okay, why are there East Indians behind the counter? Because I'm from the United States, right? And that was my first time going out of the country.
Right.
And I'd been to Canada, because I grew up on that in Buffalo. Yeah. So Canada was like going here to Santa Monica. Yeah. So I'm going, why are there other people here working and why are the black people not behind the counter? I was just blown away. And then I think at the same time we went to... what else we went to? I think we went to St. John, and it was the same. Well, not as much. It's actually a little bit more diverse. The blacks are actually working, and then you had a lot of American blacks that actually had moved to the Virgin Islands.
Right.
And so they had their businesses, but I was kind of like a little perturbed when I went to Jamaica, and when I'm thinking, okay, this is a country that's going to be all black people. Yeah. They're really making it on themselves in all the stores, and this is a whole different field than America. And then
Unbelievable.
I know. So I was like, okay, I don't know, you didn't understand this. I'm going back to the ship, because I don't know what's going on here. But still, 90% of the population. So it's like going to any other country where everyone looks like you.
Exactly. And I have a little narrative here, because I've talked to quite a bit of people, and they have little bits and pieces of information about Marcus Garvey. They don't really know who he is. Some of them never heard of him before. So what I want to do here in the history of Black history, I want to tap into that a little bit and talk a little bit about Marcus Garvey.
That's cool. That's
so
great.
That they know who he is. So Marcus Garvey, he was born in Jamaica in 1887.
Okay.
And he died in 1940. Now, he became a leader of a black nationalist movement by applying economic ideas to Pan-African ideologies.
Okay.
And the whole purpose of this is to immense resources and combine resources so that they're available for the urban centers. So just like recycling black dollars are doing right now for blacks, where they're trying to make resources available for them, he did the same thing. He was one of the first to do that type of thing. Now, he arrived in New York in 1916, and he founded a newspaper. It's a Negro newspaper, one of the first Negro newspapers that he had. Okay. A lot of people didn't know that, right?
No, I didn't know that.
And also, he also had an international shipping company called the Black Star Line.
Really? Really?
Yes.
Okay, I never heard that.
Oh, yeah. There are many songs out there called the Black Star Liner.
Uh-huh.
They have a song that say 7 miles of Black Star Liner coming in.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So you've got the Black Star Liner, and then what he did, he would export and import products for the blacks. So blacks who had companies and little corporations right then, and they needed to have their products shipped from one point to the next. That's what he did for them. So all the Negro factories and corporations, they were using that right there. You didn't hear much about that because they wanted to suppress it. They didn't want to show that because he's a black naturalist,
Right.
He wanted to promote blackness. So that's what this was about. Now, in the 1920s, is Universal Improvement Association. He has an association called the UNIA, Universal Negro Improvement Association.
Okay.
And it was one of the largest secular organizations in the African American history. Now, it's indicated that what they're saying is because of what he was doing, right? He was trying to promote blackness. He was trying to help blacks and all of that. And whenever you have someone trying to promote one group,
right,
that is a minority group,
right,
you know what usually happens, right?
Right.
They come up with some conspiracy theory, and then they try to indict them and put them in jail.
Okay.
So that's what they did back then. They indicted him in the 20s, and they indicted him for mail fraud.
Really?
Mail fraud.
Oh, how? Because he had a ship.
Because he's shipping stuff, some products. So whenever you're shipping products, right? It's like you're using the U.S. mail system and also the government system.
Okay.
So they're saying that he was shipping stuff illegally. So they indicted him for fraud. Okay, and that was the U.S. government that did that. The U.S. government.
Wow.
They indicted him. Okay, the Justice Department in 2023. He spent 2 years in prison. 2 years in prison for that. Okay?
Wow.
They even deported him back to Jamaica because they're saying he's not a good influence and he's inciting riots.
Because he was creating economic independence.
And he was awakening people.
Right,
He was
exactly.
awakening people and letting them know of self-sufficiency and that they don't need the man to help them to be self-sufficient.
Right,
they can do it themselves.
Right.
So that's what he was doing. So they came in.
I never knew his whole story.
Oh, yeah. So they shut him down.
Oh, okay.
And after they deported him back in 1923, he died in London, right? Because he left Jamaica and went to London.
Okay.
He died there. But here's how he died. And you never believe this. He didn't die because of the man. He didn't die because he got in a car accident or any of those things. He died because one of his own people sold him out.
Well, that's usually what happens.
Sold him out for a plate of rice and peas. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
And they've put this in a lot of songs in Jamaica. That they killed Marcus Garvey for a plate of rice and peas. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, my
So that was a
goodness.
story. And those things happen a lot. And, I was telling someone recently that because, people, they love to come in and they like to divide and conquer. That's what they were trying to do. But he wouldn't let it happen. So they had to get him out of the way. So they chump up the fake charges of mail fraud. And then after they did the mail fraud thing and they deported him because they figure, that's the only way to get him away from
Right, exactly.
Okay, so that's what happened. And then while they figure out that he was in London still trying to do the movement, then what they did, they try to infiltrate the people around him and start telling them that, hey, this guy's not good for you. We'll give you money if you do this and this and this. They offer them rice and peas, and that's what happened.
And it's kind of interesting because that's the same thing that with Malcolm X, and they did the same thing and pitted them against each other.
Oh yeah.
So that's. I wonder if, and I think I don't know if I've said this to you, but I think I've said this to other people. The same thing obviously happened when they came after us in Africa to make us slaves, right? The what I've read in several books was that the whites' constitution was more feeble, so they couldn't take the interior, the heat and the bugs and so forth in the interior of Africa, right? So they went and they got other Africans that went probably for rice and peas and brought the people out for a few bits of silver or weaponry. Yep. So my question is this: is there going to be, if you were to do a real DNA on all black people, is there one strain of that one that's the brown nose or the sellout? Did they all come from that same person?
That would be amazing.
That would be that Uncle Tom, Thomasina, right? Did they all come from that one person?
We would like to go back to the original brown noser.
So it must be a tribe that they went, and everybody in that tribe were brown nosers.
And that original snitch.
Because it's just like every story that you hear of us being.
There's one of them.
There's one that took you down. I mean, look at Ben Carson and look at those pastors, all the pastors, and they're usually weak kind of people, right?
Exactly.
So
that's what happened, man.
So you have to wonder, because everybody else is pretty fierce, right?
You are right.
Whatever tribe we all came from, we're like, oh, yeah, right. But you got a couple of them, so they must have came through from the weak link tribe.
The weak link tribe. That's what we're going to call them from now on, the weak link tribe.
So it must be the DNA, so that would be interesting.
Man.
Is to be able to do the DNA for the whole group of the people that are brown noses and see if they all came from the same tribe.
I'm telling you. So I'm gonna send you this little bit of information here, Crystal.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it, because that's what I think that it would be great if someone came here, and did a podcast, and that's all they did. Every time they came, that was their whole thing. And I'm gonna find some of my people that are deep in it, right? So a show that every week you are talking about our Black history and a story and telling a story like you just did, so that we relate. So it could be called the Storytellers show, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
Relaying our history and keeping us, because there is really a lot of things that we don't know. I did a little research as well. And I was looking for different things. So first of all, we always ask why was February the month that was chosen. So February is chosen by this guy named Carter C. Woodson, and he initiated the celebration of Negro History Week. And it started in 1926. And Dr. Woodson initiated the celebration, which corresponded with the birthdays of Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln in 1976. This celebration was expanded to include the entire month of February, and today Black History Month garners supports throughout the country as people of all ethnicities and social backgrounds discuss our Black experience. So Woodson was known as the father of Black history. Wow. And he died, he was born in 1875 and died in 1950. He was the son of former slaves and understood how important gaining a proper education is when striving to secure and make the most of one's divine right of freedom. And although he did not begin his formal education until he was almost 20, his dedication to study enabled him to earn a high school diploma in West Virginia and a bachelor's and master's degree at the University of Chicago in just a few years. And in 1912, Woodson became the second African American to earn a PhD at Harvard University.
So he came in after Marcus Garvey. See that? So he picked up where Marcus left off.
Right.
Unbelievable.
And there are many more I ran across, and I'll every week we'll talk about that.
Unbelievable.
Next week is another guy that I ran across that also was a civil rights activist during this time, so he probably picked up where he was. And of course, by 1950, we're already starting moving into Martin Luther King and all the ones that have marched and that were fighting and what was going on in the South. And that's the stories that our children have to hear, because because, you know, I don't know if you've noticed, and I don't know if you watch a lot of television, but if you're watching regular network television, it's like all of a sudden we're being whitewashed. So if you look, you all of a sudden you're seeing a lot of interracial couples and biracial children.
Yeah.
And everybody, it's just like they plug them in everywhere, but there's a white dad and a black mom, so it's even switched. And you're going, what's going on here? So we have to be very careful, again, of being whitewashed out to be insignificant. Because, again, you're making us over in what you deem to be something acceptable.
Exactly.
And I think, you know, we're in that time of awakening. And I was reading something the other day that with all of the raids going on around the city and around the country with the immigration, you know, there are certain little small towns where it would be very recognizable if a neighbor who was a Latino all of a sudden disappeared, right? Because, you know, they're part of the community. So a lot of the whites that are living in this town are like, wait a minute, where did he go? Oh, what the family? Because they've actually been interacting. They're a small community, so therefore everybody's interacting with each other. And they're saying, wait a minute, why'd you take him? Like, okay, it's okay to take those others, but we like him. He's one of us. And so now, there's something that I saw on Facebook where I think it's a little documentary where the sheriff is talking, going, wait a minute. No, I don't think this is what I meant. This is not what I meant to do. And his friend, his name is, I think it was Miguel or Jose or whatever it was, and he was like, they took him. No, this is not what I meant.
So they have their own interpretation.
So what did you mean? No, don't take him. Go get the rest of them, but don't take him or his children because they're part of the community. No, you can't have it both ways. So now it's starting to really hit them what that really means because it's affecting them on a personal level. Wow. And they're thinking, okay, this is not what I bought into. This is, I liked him. And now the eyes and the ears are opening up.
They're getting awakened.
And they're getting awakened. And then I think I saw a video the other day, the same thing. This white woman that she was, I don't know if she just came out of a Black history class, but that woman, she could have been Malcolm X. The way she was like, white people, look what we're doing to these people. We're killing their children. And she was just laying it out. And there was this thing called Black Wall Street, and these people came in and destroyed. They were dropping bombs. She was just incensed, but it's like she just found out about this, even though, and the way she was relaying the story, you would have thought it just happened yesterday, and that the Black Wall Street was just wiped out last week.
She probably just found out about it, right?
But waking up, they're starting to wake up. They're getting awakened, and so I think our medium of being the podcast and being on the radio and having these discussions are very, very important because you and I both know people don't read.
That's true.
I mean, I send stuff to people all the time and they just don't read it.
That's why it's so easy for them to be convinced by certain groups.
Right, because you can really, when you read it, then it resonates with you, right? Because it's like an imprint into the computer data bank, right? But if you're not reading it, and I've noticed that with the class I'm doing with this particular group of young people, you know, some of them are really sharp, and then others are, you know, we're talking, and I'll give them their practice set, and I'll say, okay, read through, and I've actually read through the information, and then a few minutes later they're asking me the exact same question that I like. Okay, what does this say right here? Read it to me, and tell me what it says, and then tell me what to do with it. Because then they'll go, oh, but that's because you just skip right, or they're like, it's not adding up. My deposits are all off. Well, let's go back. And then they'll go, I did this. I know I did this. And so I'll go, okay, well, let's look at the register and let's look here and let's look here. Oh, look, the person's not even in the customer base. So how'd you do this here? So again, you skipped some parts.
Oh, yes.
You skipped some parts.
And it's been happening for a long time. It's going to continue to happen. And We just got to hold our ground and make sure that they
And just
actually do some reading.
Right, and just make sure that we keep, and if they're not reading, then we should be, or anyone that has the access of a mic, and now they're doing it more in television shows. Blackish is doing it, and a lot of shows are implementing within the content of the show our history and things that are going on that's very important to the black and the brown. But, if they're black, then specifically. But I think Latinos are doing that. And I think I noticed the other day, there's a new show on PBS. It's called Latino TV.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I think they just premiered or debuted last week. Yeah, so to do what we're doing here is to to educate, inform, because with the immigration, you don't know. I had a conversation with my girlfriend last week, and she was saying certain things that ICE can't do because it's against the law, and I'm looking at her while she's telling me that, and then I'm like, really? Yeah. So the law applies to who? Yeah, exactly. It ain't applying to us. No. So she could. But all they have to do is say no. Okay. So then today was an article that came out and said that ICE just went in Northern California and raided over 27 7-Elevens and made 27 arrests. And they just came in and raided. Because they wanted to, which is unbelievable. That's like Nazi kind of time. That's what the Nazis used to do, go round up Jews. So they were going from facility to facility. Yeah. That was their job for the day.
That is unbelievable.
So if you don't know nobody's saying anything. And if you don't know the laws, but even then, the laws, there's
doesn't apply.
It doesn't apply when you're
back in the day when they were gathering us up and lynching us. The law, it was illegal, but it
didn't really matter, right? Yeah. It didn't matter.
So that's similar to what's going on right now.
There's a law that you can't discriminate against housing, but they do. They do. There's a law that says you can't discriminate against anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But they do. So the law is interpreted how they see the law.
Interpreted, and it's interpreted by those who have power and privilege.
Yes.
And then it's implemented by those who have power and privilege. So, people who are powerless, there's not much they can do about it.
About that, right. And if you feel powerless, then you don't feel that there's anyone that's going to help you and that you can't go to the police or you can't go to someone to ask for assistance, then okay, you coming in to do that, and they're inflicting the fear into you. Yeah. So now you're going to react versus because you just don't have a source of a knowledge base of what your law, what your and feel strong in that.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So they can intimidate you, and that's what racism is all about. It's about the power.
What it's all about.
And any of all of that, anybody that they're intimidated, whether it's us or black people or Hispanics, Latinos that they're trying to ship back to wherever, and a lot of them are here because America went to their countries and destroyed it. So that's why you're here.
Yeah, and it's all about, like I say, the power, privilege, and resources. Whoever has that, they control the ball. We used to use that phrase in soccer, that whomever has power, privilege, and resources, they control the ball. It's the same thing here. They control the game. They control the economy. They control all of those types of things. And that's why we, as small business entrepreneurs, minorities, we need to start stepping up, working together, building our resources, strengthening our apparatus so we can go out and start building resources, get some power for ourselves, so we can disseminate that and also generate some of the results that we're looking for.
Right, and create that strong link. So when we talk about that weak link, those that are strong, you counteract against that weak link because
that weak link is always infiltrating us.
Right.
Sometimes we don't know who they are until after they've strike.
Right, exactly.
After they strike is when you go, wow, I didn't know that he was a snitch.
Right, exactly.
And it's already done because he already told the man what's going on. So now the man is coming after you.
Right, and then and we tend to embrace everybody, right?
Yeah, we
so
do.
And with that, then you turn around like, how did they do that to me? Because you didn't ask the pertinent questions.
Exactly.
You guys like, well, all of a sudden you reaching up, and all of a sudden you so friendly with what's that about?
Exactly.
I don't know you like that. Back off.
Yeah, we gotta question stuff. We gotta question stuff, and be very apprehensive. And I think this is a great way to start our show, Crystal. This is like presenting some information, some knowledge, like a minority type report.
Right, exactly.
We're reporting to the groups to let you know what's going on. And, every week we're going to make sure we do this on our radio show. We give you some story or some knowledge about something, statistic, resources, information about some group, some minority group. So you can become more knowledgeable, you can be more informed, and you can make better decisions as entrepreneurs.
Exactly. And this is a great segue, because in a few minutes, we're debuting a new segment on the Business Zone starting today.
Yes.
And we have partnered up and are collaborating with Our Weekly, which is a local newspaper.
Beautiful.
And so the editor-in-chief is going to come on, and he's going to give us information based upon what they're writing in their paper.
That's beautiful.
Or a magazine, and they happen to they actually have a pretty far reach there in Los Angeles and Antelope Valley, and there's over a 50,000 circulation of the latest news.
Wow.
And they also so they cover South LA, Watts, Compton, Carson, Inglewood, and the neighborhoods of. And I believe he's on the phone now. Hello.
Hello, Crystal. It's Merdies Hayes from Our Weekly.
Hi, Merdies. How are you? I was just
I'm
telling.
Very well. How about yourself?
Oh, fantastic.
Hello, Mr. Hayes. Your timing is perfect. We're just introducing you, and you popped right in.
Well, I thank you very much.
Yeah, and we're excited. So you've met me on the phone, but you haven't met Gilbert Buchanan, and he's my co-host.
Hello, Gilbert.
How are you doing, sir? Good to have you on the Business Zone.
Well, thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
Oh, we're so happy to have you. And we were just saying today that we were just talking about Black History Month and how important it is to disseminate information into our communities. And I know that's the mission of Our Weekly. So I'm going to continue to talk about you guys, and then we'll let you do your report. And we're going to work out the details, but at least I know we're going to do this once a month, is to bring information from outside, because, again, the more information our people have, the better off the better decisions we can make, and the more knowledgeable we are. Knowledge is power.
That's right.
That's so true.
So you're the editor of Our Weekly Los Angeles and Antelope Valley. He was born and reared in Los Angeles, attended Jefferson High School, Pepperdine, and got his BA in journalism and Cal State LA. And he's worked for a number of public publications locally, including the Southgate Press, Los Angeles Sentinel, Wave newspaper, and LA Times. And he serves as an account coordinator with NW ARIS Public Relations. Our Weekly is a paper that strives to publish the latest news of interest in our circulation of 50,000 in the specific communities: South Los Angeles, Watts, Compton, Carson, Inglewood, and the neighborhoods of Baldwin Hills, View Park, Ladera Heights, Windsor Hills, each Thursday. And their Antelope Valley edition, which goes out on Friday, primary focuses on Lancaster, Palmdale, Acton, Rosamond, and Rosamond and Santa Clarita. So we are so happy to have you. And you also mentioned to me that, and it's run by the paper, the publisher and CEO is Natalie Cole, and their CEO is David Miller, and each have more than 30 years of experience in newspaper sales and distribution. So we're very happy to have you. You also told me you have a reach online to outside, national and international, right?
Yes, we certainly do. We have many people online that contact us each week from throughout the nation, and very often some nations overseas, particularly some nations. We've had people to call in from Nigeria, and we've had people to call in from Kenya, and we've had a number of folks who call in from the Caribbean, from places like the Dominican Republic, who see our paper and see how we cover African American news, and how we try to reach the different aspects of the black experience, whether that be African Americans or Caribbean Americans or folks that are in Africa now, and generally the most populous places for black persons. And we've gotten a lot of very positive responses. And as you'll notice this week, yesterday's paper, we are looking at the new slave trade that seems to have begun in Northern Africa. And we hope that your listeners will, we invite them to pick up a copy or look at us online. We think that you'll find it's a very interesting story about what is happening with a continuing legacy. I'm reading the headline, Europe's hold over cheap labor from Africa. And we talk about the Middle Passage, the old Middle Passage from the 1600s. And then now there seems to be a resurgence of that, not so much in carrying persons across the Atlantic in slave ships, but there is a new slave trade.
And that's in Liberia, right?
That is, yes, Libya. Libya, that's right. And without going too deeply into the story, we noticed that, and this story has been touched on some major network segments about a resurgence of the slave trade in Northern Africa.
Wow.
So we would hope that call up our weekly.com and take a look at that story. It's about from one of our top writers, Mr. Gregory Reese. And we're looking forward to a number of other stories. You may look forward to a number of other interesting stories about Black History Month this month, all penned by Mr. Reese. He's a noted authority on African American issues, whether this be art or entertainment or historic information as well. So.
Okay, well, I definitely will. I pulled that up. So those of you that are interested in hearing more about the story, you can go to their online, Our Weekly, and it's the continuing legacy of Europe's hold over cheap labor from Africa.
That's what, please do.
For sure. So what's some of the news right here locally that we need to know about that you're going to inform us of?
Well, what we have done this week, we have been covering the gentrification of many areas in South LA, and not just South LA, but in Los Angeles County, particularly in the cities mostly populated with a large population of African American households, and that goes far beyond the areas of South LA and Compton and Watts, and we're looking at what's happening in the Baldwin Hills area. We know that area is changing dramatically, but with the new subway coming through, the Crenshaw line, and there's a tremendous building effort taking place in the Windsor Hills, Baldwin Hills area, and a lot of people have been voicing their concerns that black people are slowly being pushed out of those areas, longtime homeowners. Of course, when construction takes place and revitalization takes place, property taxes normally go up. And, of course, many of the people who live there, those are professional persons, and they can afford to pay the higher property taxes. But many people wishing to move into that area, young households, young couples, young professional persons, may be priced out. There's a strong possibility. And the same thing is happening in South L.A. And as you look at first glance, you see that this is a wonderful thing, that a long-neglected community such as South L.A. and Watts, parts of Compton, are finally being recognized and finally being made over, but at what cost? And this is still an ongoing story. It's nice to see old vacant lots and old buildings and old structures being torn down in favor of something new, but at what cost to the residents there?
Exactly.
We have been covering this for about a year now, so it's ongoing, but you can see the difference as you drive through the areas, and you can see that it's tremendous construction taking place. And for instance, just yesterday and today, I had jury duty downtown, and of course, there's just a construction boom taking place in downtown, and that area is remarkably different from what it was just 10 years ago. A lot more whites have moved in, and that's a wonderful thing. And it's a booming economy. But at what cost to the residents just outside of downtown, and particularly in the South Park area, which would be the 9th District? There's a lot of changes taking place, and they're good changes, but we want to know how this will affect the current residents. Will they be able to stay? Will they be able to pay the property tax? Will they be able to pay the high cost of living? These are all questions that we're going to be trying to answer over the next year, over this year, and to see. It's nice, as I mentioned, it's very nice. It's a wonderful thing to have more attention placed on a long neglected community, but at what cost? There's always a flip side to it. And not to continue to just keep going on, but there is a tremendous revitalization of the Jordan Downs housing project in Watts. And that's not going to be recognized anymore. But at what cost, again, I say, to the people who live there? Can they continue to afford to live there now?
This is
about $700 million in the Jordan Downs. And
this.
Just wondering.
This
yes,
is
please.
this is Gilbert Buchanan, and I just wanted to ask you, how do you see this type of activity affecting small businesses in those areas?
It's going to be very difficult.
So
because the small business may be bought out by larger vendors.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of money coming in from the East Coast. There's a lot of money coming in from overseas. And I'm not going to say it's cheap land, but the land and the parcels of land in South L.A. are much less expensive than it would be in West Los Angeles. And people are taking advantage of that. But at what expense and of what hardship will take place to the small business owner that has worked a lifetime to build up a clientele, to build up a business, a successful business, and to see overnight there's a possibility that they may be bought out.
So since it's so...
It's an ongoing story.
Yeah, since it's so inevitable for gentrification to occur, then maybe one of the things that we can preach and advocate to many of our small businesses then is to do some due diligence and make sure they understand the value, the valuation of their business. So when these bigger cats come in and try to buy them out, then at least they'll have an idea what their business is worth. So then they can get true value instead of some underpriced value for their business.
That is excellent advice. And it is worthwhile to heed that.
Yes.
Because it's happening quickly.
Yes, it is.
And within just a few years, as I mentioned, the downtown area has been transformed into a very beautiful place to live.
Yes.
It's open at night, and you have more people living downtown. Remember, if you ever worked downtown, it seemed to have closed
Right.
at 6 o'clock, but not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
Vibrant lifestyle taking place, and that's all well and good.
Yeah.
But we want to know if that's going to continue southward.
Right.
Towards into South L.A., towards into Watts, towards into Compton, and so on.
And that's where
That's right. How will the long-time residents? How will it affect these people?
That's where a newspaper like yours come in, because by digging and conducting research, you'll be able to gather that type of information and disseminate it to our people here in the community, so they're more informed, they're knowledgeable, and they're armed with information so they can make good decisions.
That is the mantra of our paper: to be armed with good information to make informed decisions.
Yes.
So arm yourself with good information and try to delve in and to see how these changes will affect you and your family's life.
Right.
And it's happening right now. And sometimes, as the old saying would say, all that glitters is not gold.
Nah, that's so
As I
true.
mentioned, it's an ongoing story, and
Yes.
we're looking at this month by month. And we did something last summer with the wonderful work the collaboration that's taking place between Councilman Price of the 9th District and Supervisor Thomas of the 2nd District.
Yes.
And they are working to revitalize the long-forgotten areas.
Right.
Of course, South L.A. is part of the 2nd District, and of course, South L.A. is part of Councilman Price's 9th District. And what they are doing to bring new life, bring new business, bring
Yes.
new money, and we know about the Figueroa Corridor. So many things are taking place. They've got the new Lucas Museum. They've got a new Honda dealership. The Coliseum is being made over. They've got the Reef downtown and Washington and Hill, so much. And I mentioned the Jordan Downs project. And just this week, there was a tremendous influx of capital going into the Watts area. And if you just give me a moment, I'll try to find exactly how much.
Aren't they building an affordable?
You probably saw that. Yes.
Affordable
yes,
housing?
They are, and they've just been awarded $35 million in cap and trade funding. So
Now,
that has been secured, and there's more to come.
Now, who is building that? Who is responsible? Who's the developer?
Well, among the developers, among the people who have who are participating in this, we can say that the Watts Community Leadership Council,
Right.
and of course the WLCAC, they're working in this. The housing department is working in this, and so many other.
Right.
The school, LA school district.
Right.
And just a number of Michael's, a development company,
Right.
and so many others
Uh-huh.
are working towards the benefit of the residents of Watts, residents of South Los Angeles, and they are trying to build more affordable housing. But we wonder who's going to be able to afford this.
Right.
These are all new, and they need things new in South LA and in Watts and parts of Compton, but at what expense to the people who are just barely making it now?
Wow.
It's always been very expensive in Los Angeles County, and we're wondering what these improvements will mean to ordinary folks. It's easy for someone to move in from out of town or maybe
Right.
from across town
Right.
and snap up a quick bargain, but those quick bargains are occupied
Yes.
by people now.
Right. Right.
So
And
we're digging into this each week.
well, we're loving what you're doing because this is very, very good information for our people in the community to know, hear about, and be able to do something about it. So, Crystal and I would really love for you and our weekly to delve into this a little deeper so we can disseminate this information to those folks.
We can assure you that each time we will work on this every other month
Yes.
or monthly
Yes.
to try to find various stories
Right.
regarding the subject of gentrification.
Right.
And you see that's taking place in a big way
Right.
in Los Angeles.
Right.
And there's been some pushback. And in other cities, of course, across in Oakland,
Right.
of course, and in South Philadelphia,
Right.
in Brooklyn,
Yes.
south side of Chicago, a lot of these once neglected communities
Yes.
across in Houston. And they've got big work to do in Houston. The poor folks have victim of terrible flooding. But this is ongoing. This is happening. And some of the old, as you may know, that the old projects of Chicago, the old Cabrini Green projects and Ivy Wells, those have been knocked down. Those
Yeah.
are gone.
Right.
And in turn, new housing developments. And the same thing is destined for Jordan Downs and Watts.
And I think what we need to do is just figure out, create a way, and since Gilbert and our space is in business, is how do we increase the economic wealth in our communities so that we can still be in our communities. So again, it's all about the knowledge and the information that's available to us, so our people know how to plan, how to take action, how to make decisions. And so I think with our collaboration, at least we can bring the information. And as Gilbert and I are both, we commonly say is the more information we bring and the same information we bring, and we do it periodically or consistently, by the 7th time, or at least by the 10th time, their ears have started to perk up.
Yeah.
And then by the 12th time, they're like, oh, maybe we need to listen to these people because so we love the collaboration that we're doing with our weekly, because you're researching the stories and then we bring it and bring it to the information to our audience, and we work together to get the information where it needs to be.
Sounds like a good plan.
Sounds like a good plan.
It does, and we are very excited about this new year.
Yes.
And we're particularly excited about our series of Black History stories that will be continuing throughout this month.
Definitely.
Invite your
And
readers your listeners, and certainly we invite our readers to keep in touch with our weekly, because we've got some very exciting stories.
Well, we'll be doing that as we go along. One thing I want us to part on here is the fact that we know that gentrification is going to happen. We can't stop it because, as Crystal and I were saying earlier, the ones with the power, the resources, and the privileges, they're the ones who are going to control things. They're going to make things happen. So they're the ones who are going to make this gentrification occur. So what we want to do as small businesses and residents in the community, what we want to do is we want to see how can we benefit from gentrification? How can we get a piece of that pie? What do we need to do? You see what I mean?
That's right, and we are. I failed to mention this earlier, but we are keeping a close eye on what's happening in Inglewood.
Right.
We know that tremendous construction and tremendous projects. Of course, the football stadium, and you've got the Clippers. They're building a new stadium on Prairie.
Yes.
And you've got the subway coming through, and there's a lot of changes taking place.
Right.
All along the Crenshaw corridor.
Yes.
Which has been an historic black community. It wasn't always a black community, but it's become a home of commerce and a residential home for the black community over the last 50 years, and people have built businesses and have worked hard, and I would be ashamed to see these people bought out.
Exactly.
As I mentioned, someone chasing a cheap bargain. So we're definitely going to keep our eye on this, because what happens in one portion of the black community happens to another.
Yes.
And what happens in Inglewood happens in Watts.
Exactly.
They're all interconnected. What
Exactly.
happens in South L.A. happens in the Baldwin Hills, Windsor Park area. They're all connected.
And that's why we want to know when there's contract opportunities involved in these gentrification processes, we want to make sure that they're conveyed to our people, our small businesses, so they can tap into that and get ready. Crystal and I on this side of the fence, we're going to get them ready so they can get those opportunities.
I sure hope so.
Oh, for sure.
There's plenty of opportunities available, and black businesses and entrepreneurs should be able to stake their rightful claim to these opportunities to not only better themselves, but to better other prospective business persons, to let them know that there are ways that you can benefit from the increased economy. And unfortunately, we look today, the stock market fell, but that's neither here nor there. There'll be ups and downs in economic cycles, but the changes that are taking place in the cities that I mentioned earlier are real, and they're restorative changes, but we don't want to see people priced out. Yes. To use a popular phrase.
And unfortunately, we got to run right now, but we definitely, Mr. Hayes, we definitely want to keep in touch, and with our partnership with Our Weekly, we're definitely going to make this happen. So let's keep this going. Let's keep it going.
And thank you for your input. Yes, and we'll hear from you next month.
We'll talk again next month, Crystal.
All righty. So thank you.
Thank you now, both of you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate
Have
it.
a nice weekend.
All righty. Bye-bye.
So that was Mr. Hayes from Our Weekly, and he's our editor-in-chief there at Our Weekly. He's been providing some valuable information, what's going on in the community, and the topic today, the issue today that he was raising was gentrification. And a lot of people, I've known of this process, this gentrification process, for a while now.
Oh, it's gone on. Actually, it's not just in the United States. It really has gone on all over the world.
Oh, and it's global.
It's global.
And we remember when this first started in Harlem. Well, it was before Harlem, but it became more popular in Harlem. Mm-hmm. That's when Bill Clinton moved in, because of gentrification. He bought his property, and people were going, hey, what are you doing moving in there? But they knew what was going on.
Exactly.
Because realtors and economists and all of those folks and developers, they inform them of what's going on. So they know what's going on ahead of time before we do.
Exactly.
So what we want to do is to make sure that our small businesses are prepared for these opportunities. We want small business to get a piece of this pie, and that's why Crystal and I, we have our training program, Crystal. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, we have we have a mastermind group program that is helping businesses become minority certified so that you can do business from business to business and not transitional business. So our next class is going to be commencing on February 22nd. And at that point, you will, if your business qualifies, then we will fast track you to a state and a city minority certification destination. And then and our goal is to ensure that or guarantee that you get a minimum $50,000 contract with with either the city or the state. So if you're interested, please reach out to us at 323-906-7004, the Business Zone with Crystal and Gilbert. And we would love to help you increase your revenues in 2018.
And just so you know, we're not just talking just to talk. We're not talking heads here today, just talking. We're serious about what we do. Whatever we say we do, and if you don't believe us, put us to the test. Give us a dare. I want you to come on in and say, all right, you guys say you're going to do this. Let's put us to the test. And let's go through this process together. We want to make sure that we get you business ready, contract ready, bank loan ready, so you can get those opportunities. And with that being said, Crystal, you want to go ahead and take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break. So, our weekly report is going to come once a month. And then we're also going to have I'm working on a financial report and a business mindset from a psychologist to speak on our mindset. And then there's another week in there, so I'm going to work on filling that. So we'll have that 5 to 10 minute segment every week.
So the Business Zone is going to be chock full of information and resources for all of you small business. We'll start out every week. We'll start out with a minority report, just like we did today. A lot of you probably didn't know about what Crystal and I talked about. Some of you probably knew. Some of you wanted to add some things. So if you want to add some information to what we're talking about on this show, I'd like you to give us a call at 323-293-3375. That's 323-293-3375. You're on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. We're going to go ahead and take a break.
All righty.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.
Each year, the state of California contracts for billions of dollars of goods and services. We as a state can and should leverage our spending power to achieve policy goals that help the people of California. One major policy goal we have is to create jobs and grow our state economy. Promoting the development of small businesses within California is a great way for us to do that, because California small businesses are the engine of economic growth. 95% of companies in California are small businesses, and with the right opportunities, these small businesses can grow to become the next Apple, Netflix, or Tesla. So let's all do our part to promote small business development and grow our state economy. Together, we can really make.
Okay.
So we're back on the Business Zone with
Crystal.
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. For those of you who are just tuning in to the Business Zone for the first time, the Business Zone is heard every Friday from 3 to 5, and it's on morrismedialive.com, so you can log in to morrismedialive.com, and you'll be able to see the show live. This is one of the few visual radio shows that you've got out there. We provide a variety of information. And just so you know what our platform is all about, the Business Zone is a platform where supply diversity come together to meet with entrepreneurship and small businesses to provide resource, information, and opportunities in order to create success. That's what the Business Zone is. We also have platform and opportunity here for small businesses to come on the show and talk about their business, promote their business, as well as letting their customers know what is it that they do, their features, their benefits, their value proposition, and their core competencies. That's what we do on the Business Zone. So, Crystal, who do we have in the studio today?
We got two beautiful ladies in the house today. They're going to talk about fitness and business, and they're both very fit.
There we go.
And one of them is Don Strozier. So I have a little history with Don, and I'm sure I'll get to know you, Ayesha. But Don, everyone know I love Zumba, right?
Yeah.
And so I was looking for a Zumba class that fit at the right time based upon my schedule, and at this time she had a studio called the Aerobic Room. So I went over there, and this is a one ball of energy young lady over here. And so I had been doing Zumba at home, and so then I decided I wanted to see what Zumba was like in the studio, and we had such a fantastic time. But in addition to the fact she has all this energy, she used to be a gymnast. She is just... Fitness is part of who she is, and
she is Superwoman.
She lives it and breathes it, and some people were like, "Oh man, I got to go to the gym." This one over here, no, it ain't got nothing to do with. She revels in going to the gym,
and also she's a radio personality.
She's a radio personality
and TV personality because we were on her show a few months ago, right?
She was. She's at the show. She was on a show called Face Base, and she's that. But I've also been on her radio show, Accelerated. Is it ACL?
Excuse me?
Your radio show is
AcceleratedRadio.net.
And what's the name of your show?
Building the Body You Want.
All right.
Okay. So Don, we be in class, and Don is over there lifting these big weights. In fact, I got a little video if LaRon has it. Did you get the video? So she'd be doing these feats of stuff. I mean, the girl is like a feat.
Wow.
She is too funny. Hilarious.
So this is her leg day, so you know what the rest of her days look like, right? So this audience is Don Strozier.
Thank you. I finally made it to the show.
I know. For 2 years we've been waiting to get her here, and so we are so happy. And you're one of my favorite people, and we're part of the.
You know, you're one of my favorite people, Crystal. I love this lady.
Yeah. So tell us how you got into the fitness industry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. To be honest with you, I started doing fitness out of my own insecurity of just me.
Okay.
And a friend of mine noticed that I was having some challenges. I'm giving you the short version. And he introduced me to the gym.
Okay.
And it was over. It was over. I walked into the gym. The gym was so amazing for me. I said, I want the world to feel this. I walked into the gym and I felt empowered. I felt vibrant, alive. And I wanted to share that with the world. So I actually started speaking on health and wellness first.
Okay.
So I'm a speaker, and I wanted to inspire people to it's one thing to have issues, but when you have issues, you got to work on them. And
Right.
working on them and knowing that they're getting better, the process, the journey of working on you can be a great feeling. So I just wanted to meet people where they were and show them what was changing my life. So I started speaking on health and wellness. I was with Les Brown one day at the National Speakers Association. We were trying to find a talk for me that would be different from someone else. Up on the screen, it said that fitness was a $1 trillion industry. He looked at me. He said, "That's your talk. As a matter of fact, I need you to start training." And the rest was history.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely embrace it with everything you have.
I love to work out. I absolutely love the feeling. You know, it sets off those good endorphins. They call it the Kim Kardashian drug. So that's what I go through every day when I step in the gym. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah. So when I was at the aerobic room, so there was actually fitness going on.
Yeah.
But my thing, I was there for Zumba.
Yeah.
I was there to dance, and then every time I come in, like, no, we're lifting weights. No, I didn't come for the weight part.
Well, because my background is dancing, I was able to marry the two. So when Zumba came out, I said, "Oh my goodness!" I was able to put my little dance skills along with my excitement for working out, and it was a match made in heaven. But I also knew the importance of picking up the weight. We need to create some nice lean muscle, because the more muscle you have in your body, the more effectively your metabolism will burn. So
Right.
the exercising, the lifting, the resistance training is important, Crystal.
Yeah, I know.
But we had fun, didn't we?
We had a good time.
It's coming back, though. I was going to tell you that later.
Oh, really?
It's on its way.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I had when she closed the aerobic room, I had to, and she's also a celebrity fitness trainer.
Gosh,
So
it's good.
Yeah, God is good. So, and she's a comedian. She just doesn't know she is. She's hilarious. I've seen her on stage, but she says that's somebody else's life, not hers. But so I found another Zumba class out in Inglewood, and I have a very good time. In fact, I'm dancing halftime on the 5th.
Awesome.
For the Clipper game.
All right.
After I
There
leave
you go.
here,
All right.
I'm heading to rehearsal so we can go out there and not be embarrassed. So that's a good time. And part of that was we used to have a sexy girl dance. So now I got salsa classes that I do on Monday night. And because of the sexy dance, remember we did the heels?
You're not supposed to tell people I teach Sunday school.
That's all right. It was clean sexy. And so I have
Wasn't it?
It's clean sexy. And then I have a burlesque class that I do on Wednesday night. So that's all. Cause
Awesome.
I got that.
But I need you to pick some weights up in there. The weights are important.
Okay.
We're getting older to protect our bones from osteoporosis. I need you to lift some weights.
Okay.
All right.
So, Crystal, who else do we have in the
And
studio?
then we have Ayesha Goodall.
Yes.
Goodall.
That's-
And she's also in the wellness part of it. You're a trainer, or
I
you're
am a fitness instructor.
Okay. And so you are the creator and co-founder or the founder of Goodall Consulting Services?
Correct, yes.
Okay. And you have a big event, and it's all about, I guess, you empower people to help them elevate their mindset by educating them about how to attract and manifest all they desire in their life, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, and you're embracing that through health, fitness, and health.
Fitness and nutrition.
Nutrition and wellness.
Yes.
And you have a big event coming up.
Yes, we have a big event, ThriveX 360. So
when is
my
that?
co-founder and we actually met at a networking event.
Okay.
And we actually bartered our businesses. He's a lean canvas innovation coach. So he took my business from like where it is currently and blew it up.
Oh,
so
wow.
literally over the past 6 months, my business went to skyrocket.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about that process, how it works? Because I'm sure there are people out there listening trying to figure out, how do I get into that?
Yes, his name is James Fierce, and they call him the innovation coach. And he uses a method called the lean canvas. It's almost like a business plan on a vision board, but it's written out. And so he takes you from where you currently are to your challenges, to your needs, to actually get your target market, and then your future goal. And that's in short. And then he writes it all out. It's like a 3-hour sit down.
Oh, wow.
But he plans it out, and he uses a fine-tooth comb to just like weed out whatever's not serving your business, and then he'll help you like blow your business to the next
That's
level.
fantastic. So like
Yes.
creating a storyboard
Absolutely.
of your business. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so and then he wanted to speak, and I'm a speaker. I also speak about wellness and health. and he had a block, and he was like, maybe you can teach me how to build confidence in speaking. And so we exchanged services, and we got to do our first event on mid-November of last year, and he got to tell his story for the first time, and it was in tears behind it. So that was our first event in November, ThriveX.
Now, was that the event over at the Black Business Women Rock?
No, that was a week before the Black Business Women Rock. And literally, I had spoken at other events, but I never gave my own event.
Yeah.
So it was definitely an experience for me.
Great.
But from that, it attracted so many people wanting us to do another event.
That's excellent.
And I'm just excited now because fast forward to today, we have 14 speakers for this next event.
Wow. And so when is this event taking place?
March 24th, 2018. It's an expo / conference.
Okay.
So we collaborated with the city of Inglewood.
Okay.
At the Inglewood Library Auditorium. And then we have the 900 square feet of where we're going to have 20 vendors, we're going to have 5 sponsors, 5 exhibitors, and then we're going to open up the second half to the general public.
Oh,
Now, let me say that this is just their second event, and I had the pleasure of sitting down with the two of them, and they are something to watch. Mastermind, and it was just too cute. So they're excited. They have a really, really great event. I should say we, because I'm a part of it.
Yes. Okay.
Have a really great event.
I like the collaboration, and Gilbert and I are very much about collaboration.
Exactly.
As the co-director of Recycling Black Dollars, that is the only way that we as a people are going to grow our businesses to reach a larger impact of people, as opposed to us working in silos.
Right.
So, and it's very important. So if the health is coming together, the business communities are coming together, the legal and the financial communities are coming together, and then as a whole, we create this ecosystem that revolves around us as a people to increase our awareness and our knowledge and our dollars. Because it's all about money, right? So our communities can't grow if we're not making any money. I was talking to someone last night. I was at a financial seminar, and they were talking about financial literacy, and I was telling them, and they were asking me for my input, and I was like, look, if you don't have any money, who the heck cares about financial literacy?
That's true.
We got to get the people some money, right? I mean, because if I don't have any money, why do I need to be worried about where I'm going to spend it? Because I don't have none. So if I got some money, now I'm more apt to listen to what I need to do to extend that money to make sure it covers everything and provides for my future, right?
Like they say money isn't everything, but it sure is close to oxygen.
Right up there.
Right up there. It keeps a roof over your head.
It's close to oxygen. I love that.
It determines everything. It determines your quality of life. It determines where your children go to school. It determines everything.
Even
so
your peace of mind.
It determines the type of health insurance you have.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's
And
true.
how
I don't really care for HMOs. I can't. I don't really care.
because it's
all the referral.
Yeah.
No, I
That's
have a
just another
girlfriend
way
that was
to keep us
diagnosed
out.
with cancer,
Yeah.
stage 3, and you could see she was in pain, but she waited 2.5 months for a referral.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
It was
not
ridiculous. And then luckily it was Hodgkin's lymphoma, because it's curable at any stage. But it's important. You have to have money if you want an HMO to have the ability to go wherever you need to go and not wait on the referral. I think that's important.
so you have that PPO. And it also has to do with how you feed yourself, right?
Yeah, that's why we did the event, because it's like we have all these business owners, and they're chasing the money, and they're also taking care of their clients, but they're not taking care of their bodies.
Right.
So it's where health and wellness marries business.
Right.
And raising the awareness to the business owner to take care of themselves, mind, body, and business.
Right.
Because it's essential. I mean, everywhere I turn, there has been a dozen people close to me over the past 2 years that have just died, just dropped dead.
Yeah, and a lot of them, that's happening. I have
Young,
friends,
healthy-looking people.
right? I have a friend that plays tennis. I'm loving tennis right now. That's my other thing that I do. And so one of my friends who plays tennis every day has been playing tennis for the last 20, 30 years. He had a heart attack on the court a couple weeks ago. And he had just finished playing. He told one of the other friends, I'm not feeling well. And the guy's like, okay, you're a little sweaty. Put your put your jacket on. When he stood up to put his jacket on, he had a heart attack.
Wow.
So they thought he was gone.
Wow.
So they were trying to resuscitate him while he was there, and the EMTs came in. So now he's still in the hospital. He didn't die. We thought he had.
Mm-hmm.
But here's someone that exercised every day.
Wow.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean you're healthy because
Right.
you
Right.
exercise.
So-
Right,
A
exactly.
lot of I had a trainer on my show
Nutrition.
last week. Looked amazing. And then he started talking about, I don't eat right. I eat everything. I said, what? You working entirely too hard. I have a horrible diet. And he started to say some of the things that he eats. And that's most trainers. A lot of times we're in shape, but we're in shape by default. We're not necessarily healthy from the inside out.
Okay.
Yes.
Because we're exercising with our clients, we're doing all the physical things necessary, but we're putting all the bad things in our mouths,
Right.
and it's absolute. I take my food with me every single day. I walk out the door with it.
And I
It
think
saves you a whole lot of money.
It
for it.
does.
it saves you money, but I think also, and this is where the business. So as a business person, obviously I incorporate the physical, and I know when my body's at a place where if I don't do the dancing, boy, I get up out the bed like, okay, I haven't been to Zumba, I haven't been to this, I haven't done this. My body is just like screaming because it's saying it's time to get up and go do something, right? But a lot of us ignore that, or we don't get to that place
Right.
where your body dictates that you do that.
Yeah.
But I use it as a distressor.
Yeah.
I mean, because
Absolutely.
right, and that's important as a business owner because you're doing, you don't sleep, so and
I
he
don't
doesn't
sleep
have
at all.
and he doesn't have a physical outlet, and so all of that stuff is there, and that's how I de-stress
Yeah.
is to work out, doing something that I love to do, and then
Yeah.
I am very conscious of eating, but most of our business owners are not, right?
No. And for me, I end the night with going to the gym to distress. At 12 o'clock at night, I'm at the gym.
Oh, really?
For me, absolutely.
Wow.
Because even though I'm exercising with my clients or I'm training,
Yeah.
it's stressful. It's work.
Yeah, it is.
We're like counselors, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're like the bartender
Yeah.
or the hairdresser.
Yeah.
Yes.
We take on our clients.
Right.
And the things that we do to help our clients get success, you wouldn't even believe it. So it's stressful. So at the gym, it's important. Before I go home, I'm at the gym doing cardio
That's
or
great.
lifting some form of weight to release
Yeah.
what I've gone through for the day.
And I
That's
always
amazing.
say the coach needs a coach.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
that's true.
Because we're taking on so much of the other person's
Yeah,
energy.
yeah.
That's why I implemented my program to be mind and body.
Right.
Because it takes the proper mindset to not only just work out, like Dawn was saying, but you have to be disciplined enough to take your lunch and prepare,
Right.
all that's discipline.
Oh, yeah.
Now, tell us a little bit about your program. I mean, for those of our listeners who are probably just tuning in, don't know anything about Ayesha Goodall, what your program is all. Tell them a little bit about that so they can get a feel for what you do.
Okay, well, Good Zen Consulting is the name of my consulting firm. And what it is I actually provoke the thoughts of a person to be in a more positive space by using the law of attraction and just like depositing very positive energy into them. Most of my clients, they want to look good and feel good. So they go to, well, we're going to die anyway, so I might as well just eat whatever I want to eat.
Oh,
and I'm
that's
like,
deep.
well, that's not a positive way of thinking. Especially when you have kids,
Yeah.
and they're depending on you. I have 3 children.
Yeah.
So with the habits that I create with my children, it starts at home.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I can't teach someone else what I'm not teaching my children.
Exactly.
Right.
So they know that Mom, Dad, he fed us in and out, but we told him we need salads. So, Mom,
need
can you prepare
salads.
us salads when we go visit Dad? I said, you want me to meal prep for you? So, what I do is I actually have different programs, www.goodzenconsulting.com.
Yeah.
I have the mindset fitness programs,
Yes.
and then I have the physical fitness programs. And one of them is Eat Right for Your Blood Type.
Right.
The older we get, our bodies change.
Right.
So that program helped me a lot
Yeah.
because the older I got, and I went to an herbalist, he was like, you have to start eating right. And eating right may be based on your blood type.
Right.
If I'm an O positive, I need high protein.
Right.
I'm a component. I did a whole thing thing on.
See,
on
that's
any
good
level.
information. That's good information right there.
Let me say, as a trainer myself, is you can't train a client. You can't get a client to reach their goals without first focusing on their mind. There's no way.
Right.
There's no way you can create the discipline without first restructuring your
gotta
thoughts.
build their infrastructure.
There's no way
That
whatsoever.
infrastructure, yeah.
And most people don't realize that when you eat right, you feel better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you eat right, it kind of helps you with your mental stability as well.
Right.
So overall, if you're a great trainer, I was training a lady last week who didn't. The trainer she had before me never gave her a diet. As a good trainer, you got to consult your clients. I have a coaching call that I do every Sunday night and Wednesday night.
Yeah.
You have to coach your clients. I write my clients' diets as well.
Right.
Otherwise, they're not going to lose the weight. So as a good trainer, I am training my way out of a job. I'm teaching you everything that I know to get you independently making decisions on your own.
Right.
But you stay with me because you love you love the accountability. You love the camaraderie. You love the friendship.
Right.
So it's important. If your trainer is not giving you a diet, it's really not going to work. You got a diet and mindset, all that has to go hand in hand.
Yes. I agree. I totally agree.
And then the art of visualization, I do fit vision workshops.
Yes.
So I'll do a one-on-one with my clients and have them be specific about their fitness goal. And Dawn, she does this too. And it's so funny because me and Dawn we've been acquainted with each other for like 20 plus years. And we're just now getting, together and collaborating
together.
because we end up sharing and loving the same thing. So that's what I like about, being able to collaborate with her and having her as our MC
it's gonna be fun.
and our host for the event. But having that vision and creating that clear vision and that definiteness of purpose of what you really want to achieve is so key, because then you get up and you'll look at it every day and the first thing you need to say in that mirror is, I am enough.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people don't think that they're enough.
No.
So you have to love your body the way it is now in order to achieve where you want to go.
Absolutely.
Right?
Now, one thing you said that I really love, because that's what Crystal and we talk about on the show and we practice. The fact that you said you've known her for so long, but now you just started working with her. Part of the reason why you're just starting to work with her is because you were evaluating, both of you were evaluating each other and looking at the values. Values are important.
Yes.
If you don't know that person's value, then there's no way you're going to get along. You're going to get,
honestly, I didn't know that Ayesha, I've been training for about, I ain't going to tell my age, but a long time. I've been in the business a long time. Otherwise, Ayesha and I would have been in business a long time ago. Because I knew we met actually in ACN. And that was back in what? Before 2000? 2000.
21.
I've been training since 2000.
Wow.
I've been training doing nutritional coaching that long. And I said to myself, besides the fitness, she's absolutely amazing. It took me too long to get to know you to actually, because when did you start?
I started, training?
Wellness.
2 years. It's been 2 years now, yes.
Yeah. But God's just been good. Otherwise, she would have been my partner a long time.
Timing. It's all about timing.
It's all about timing, and you come together when you.
And then the law of attraction, you start to attract who you want to be around. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You are what you think about.
Right.
You are who you hang around.
Right.
So.
It draws.
You can attract who you are. Absolutely.
And I think we're in a time now where women are coming together to help uplift each other.
Right.
Dawn and I belong with the Bella Network.
Oh, yes.
And that's what we do, is to uplift each other and everyone in our environment or in our tribe, as Alicia says, Alicia Madsen, and to help us grow our businesses, because we all interact, right? We all have something that we can share with one another to help grow our businesses to that place, because I have knowledge that you don't have, and you have knowledge on health and fitness, and now that I've met you and Gilbert and I, we did the same thing. We were circling around each other.
That's true. That's
and
true.
it's not necessarily how long you've been doing business, because regardless of how long you're doing business, your business is going to take off based on what you put into it.
Yes.
She's been doing. The last 2 years have been absolutely amazing.
Yes, it has. The thing is when I was a child, my mom was in fitness. Okay. My grandmother was an herbalist. So, I've been doing this all this time.
Right.
And
So
you've looked amazing ever since I've known you.
It was organic.
Yes, it was my calling.
Yeah.
Right,
So
exactly. So
I'm here. Yes.
When the timing came, right? To be able to come together to do what you need to do. So we're excited for both of you.
Thank you.
And we definitely, however Gilbert and I can help to get you moving to wherever.
Please let us know.
And you look like you have a goal.
Yeah, can you tell them just a couple of things about what they're going to experience, ThriveX, some of the speakers?
Yes. So at ThriveX, I have 14 speakers. Out of the 14 speakers, because it's all wellness, I purposely picked the speakers who are going to bless our stage. And we have an emotional code and body code practitioner. What he does is he taps into your spirit from when you were in your mother's womb to figure out whatever your generational curses were. And he actually cleanses them.
Wow.
He's a spiritual
That's
man
amazing.
of God, and he's already done some work on myself and Dawn, because I referred Dawn to her too. And he's actually.
I ain't got no curses. No curses up in here.
We passed down generations and generations of different things that we just kind of were equipped to by our parents. So we have to break the cycle.
Right.
I have some mental health experts as well. I have a couple fitness experts. So the thing is that we're not competing against each other.
Right.
We're aligning ourselves and we're locking arms to help the community. Right. And so we're going to have a yoga expert. We're going to have fitness breakouts. We're going to have real life gaming, which is going to be amazing. So this is a very diverse platform that we're bringing into the city of Inglewood and amongst ourselves as business people. So I'm excited.
I'm really excited. I'm honored to have received the call to ask to be a part of it.
Yeah,
it's going to be
that
amazing.
sounds like a 360-degree approach to this whole thing.
ThriveX 360.
I'm loving
it.
It's going to be awesome.
Yes.
And it's the 24th of
March 24th.
Okay, that's a Saturday.
It's an all-day event. It's a Saturday from 9 to 5. So it's going to be expo/conference. Our treat is we have the confidence coach. They call him the Tony Robbins of the UK.
Oh, wow.
He volunteered to come bless our stage as our keynote speaker.
Oh, fantastic.
He's flying all the way. His name is Warren Inspire Ryan. Look him up on Facebook, guys. And he is changing lives across the board.
That's amazing.
We're going to go global, and he's already talking about taking ThriveX to the UK.
Oh, that's fantastic. And Dawn is an amazing MC.
I mean, her spirit. I just said, I know exactly what I want. You're going to be the voice.
I think we're just
I think so.
Her energy is contagious. If you walk out on a stage or in a room with Dawn and just listening to her for a few seconds, if you were in there sad and blue and don't know what to do, I'm telling you, you're going to be all energized. Okay, let's go, let's do this.
I can be reserved, but I love energy.
I know you do. I know you do.
And energy is contagious, and because she'll be now, I get to be in the background, really running the back part of the event, and she's going to be the face, the voice, and. Look at her. She's awesome.
So
you guys just saw her up there.
I paid her to say that.
You just saw her up there, boy. I mean, we would be in Zumba class going, okay, look at that. And she just like this. She just goes.
Energizer bunny, right?
She's like an Energizer bunny.
So I'm grateful that we have her. Thank you.
That's great.
And this is a good time because, again, as we're getting older and our bodies, especially as women, our bodies are changing.
Yes.
And things are happening to it that you don't have a clue why.
I'm not getting older.
So Dawn's not getting older.
I got a birthday coming up, but I'm not getting older.
But I mean, your things happen to your body all of a sudden. I mean, I had a lactose intolerance some time ago, but I could do certain things. Now the body's like, forget anything to do with it. Anything to do with dairy. You're done with dairy.
Done with dairy. Finished with dairy.
And then I was like, no, I can't be. So then I go, I'll have this little ice cream. And then I'm like, my body went into, it's like, okay, can't do that. And you'll love this one. It's done with sugar. It's done with candy. Because now it's reacting to that.
That's so pivotal that you say that because your body talks to you.
Oh, yes.
Your body doesn't want the bad stuff because we're made from being natural. You know what I'm saying? And fruits and vegetables and natural protein. So we have to feed the body what we're made of.
Right.
And all this extra artificial stuff. That's why we have mental challenges. That's why we have, all the disease on top of everything else, right?
Right. So when you start to tune in, and then we can hear you, right? When you guys are talking to us, if we're tuned into what our bodies, and all of a sudden you wake up and you got all this pain, you can't get out of bed. It's like, okay, now instead of thinking and I'm about to have a heart attack, I go, what did I eat that I wasn't supposed to eat?
So part of my story is I cannot have anything that's not organic.
Wow.
When I developed mitral valve prolapse. That's when one of your leaflets in your heart doesn't close properly and blood begins to spill out at a very young age. Now, I wasn't born with it. It was developed from the hormones and pesticides in the food. So I came to a choice. I came to there was a fine line. What type of quality of life do I want? Because there was a point where if I progressed to mitral valve regurgitation, I would have had to have valve replacement surgery.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
At 28 years old.
Wow.
And I was at the top of my game at 28. I was training an A-list actor. I was in New York City living it up. And they're telling me that, you know, I was passing out. One of the leaves in your heart's not closing.
Oh,
and what is it that you're doing? Eating very healthy. I was a trainer nutrition consultant, being paid very, very, very well to do it. And I had to look. I said, the only thing I wasn't doing was eating fully organic. And I had to clean out everything. So I do fish when I'm mostly. But fish is starting to bother my body. But the chicken, the steak, cannot do it. I can tell one time I was out, the lady said the place was organic. We stopped, we ate it. Wasn't organic. Wasn't organic because my body began to react to that. So yes.
Yeah, and you said something earlier about eating for your blood type. So that's somewhat, and that's the only. And that wasn't a diet. That's the changing how you eat, right? And it made sense to me because I'm a type O blood, and so it requires that I do eat meat, protein or heavy because my body needs. And one of the things I had learned was, you know, some people can go for a walk. They can walk and lose weight just like that. My body go, what the heck do you think you doing? It's just like a waste of time.
Because we walk often, so you need to change it up.
Yeah, so I change it up.
Don't even respond to it.
It didn't respond. And then I thought, okay, well, I was a skier. I skied all the time. So my body is used to that long, like hours of stuff. So that's when I do.
And it's probably used to Zumba. That's why you need to do because that's all you want to do in your body. Saying, I need more. So
that was
you need muscle in your big toe. The more muscle you have in your body, the more effectively your metabolism is going to burn. You need to be creating some lean muscle.
For those of you who are just tuning in, we're here on the Business Zone. We're having a great conversation here. So we're going to go ahead and take a break right now. But what I want to tell you that this show for the month of February is all strong African-American minority women on this program.
Yes.
We want to show women who are successful, women who are making it happen. And that's what we've got here today. And we're going to do it throughout the rest of the month. So you're on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan. Let's take a break.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.
Each year, the state of California contracts for billions of dollars of goods and services. We as a state can and should leverage our spending power to achieve policy goals that help the people of California. One major policy goal we have is to create jobs and grow our state economy. Promoting the development of small businesses within California is a great way for us to do that, because California small businesses are the engine of economic growth. 95% of companies in California.
So we're back on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic, and we got two fantastic guests in our studios today with us. Crystal, who do we have?
We have Don Strozier and Miss Ayesha Goodall, and they're here sharing all their power. You know, up until a couple years ago, I'm usually not. I have women friends that's very close to me, but I don't know. Again, it's synergy, right? Bringing me together with other very powerful women. Yeah, and I'm feeling comfortable about being in the company of only women. I've had a problem like there's only women there now. I ain't interested.
That's too funny.
But now with these two amazing women.
But every now and then I had to tell a friend like Kim, Dr. Kim. She's the other day. She said, "Krista, you didn't come the other day." I said, "Well, I was thinking another weekend with just women. I wasn't feeling that."
I feel the same way.
I love them.
You have a boo, so.
Even before that, though, because I just always, I'm an introvert naturally.
Yeah.
And so, like, with a group of women, ever since I was like 16, 17, I wasn't a part of a clique.
Yes.
You know, everybody loved me. I loved everybody.
Right.
So to be a part of a clique and to get all catty and stuff, I'll step away from that.
Right.
But I asked to be around women, if I'm going to be around them, to share like minds.
Yes.
And to be positive.
Yeah.
Right.
And look at what we are.
Right.
That's what's happening. We've been brought in to those women, and so I feel the same way. But other than that, it's like, I mean, I skied with all men. I played tennis with all men. Like, what? No, whoa, what is this here? But right now, I think women are in an amazing place.
Oh, absolutely.
And we have different issues than our white counterparts and anyone. And us being strong, and I think. We had this conversation last week about the issues that are going on in our world, and that make these changes is going to be women that are going to do that because of our nurturing and our caring. And if you have children, you're concerned about the future of your child and how they're going to fit in this world that we live in. And so we bringing our powers together and our uniqueness and our due diligence and consistency and determination.
You know what I'd love to see? I would love to see in the next election, I would like to see a lot more women being elected to office, because I just want to see how that dynamic works. We haven't seen that. We've never seen that.
Oh, you've never seen that.
So I want to see something else.
Right.
I want to see something different.
Yeah.
So, just like we never have a black president before, then we have a black president. We see how that is. So we understand.
Yeah.
I want to see women out there now, because I'm sure that this whole thing is going to be totally different. And, and not to mention that I prefer women clients. I prefer women clients.
Well, you guys asking why?
Tell them why, Crystal. Tell them why.
I'm going to let you have them ask.
Why? Why is that?
Because they pay on time. They listen to me. They follow my direction.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
So true.
Unlike the guys, they go, I don't need that. I don't need that.
Ego.
And then 3 months down the road, they go, oh, damn, where's Gilbert? I need him. That's when I jack up my price, because they weren't paying attention. You see what I mean? But women will listen. They will, because women have a lot of things going on. They don't have time to do this, and this. That's why they farm it out. They consult it out to someone else. Yeah. You see but guys are too proud. We're too proud to do that. You see what I mean?
Yes.
So that's why women are my perfect
and we
clients.
multitask very well, because we have no choice, because if you have children, you got to figure out how you're going to make their world work in your world, or versus your world working in their world. And if you got a husband or a spouse, you gotta you're like in orbit, right? You're like your own constellation.
Like you have 8 hands.
Yeah, right, exactly. So you're everywhere, right?
And that's why you're not going to waste time doing something that you know you're not very good at. That's not your space. You're not going to do it. Just like with the fitness thing. That's not my space. I'll bring you in and have you guys do it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And women can recognize that quickly. That's what I like about them as clients.
And if you're confident, that's
Yes,
where,
exactly.
if you're confident about yourself, and that's where your health and your
Yeah.
wellness becomes
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
paramount, right? You don't have a problem telling people
Yes.
that, look, that's not what I do.
Exactly.
And it's not in my wheelbase.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
not going to promise something
Right.
that I cannot do.
Yeah.
And we're also very quick when it looks like it's going
Yes,
that way.
so?
It's like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, I'm out.
Exactly.
Right? Because you don't have the time.
Resourceful.
It's one thing I love about one of the organizations that we're all a part of because we're women,
Yeah.
and we're women that believe in collaboration, networking, the Bella Network.
Yeah.
One thing I love about that is it's about knowing what other women do,
Yes.
so that when we see these opportunities,
Yes.
we can say, no, that's not my forte,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
know.
Exactly.
I know Crystal, I know
Yeah.
I and Ayesha,
Yes,
and
yes.
this is their expertise. And not be, like you said, in your own way that you can't refer someone.
Right.
So, but the Bella Network is amazing. There's some other networks out there,
Yes.
like Black Businesswomen Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing
Yes,
what
yes,
they're doing
yes,
there.
yes.
And there's another one. There's another organization of women that recently.
The boss.
Yes. What's the name of that one?
Because I actually went there. What is it? The boss. She's out of Kamika. She's out of the. What is her name?
and I've heard so many
Also,
great things
you know,
about
she's
that
out of
organization.
Chicago,
Well,
actually.
yes,
Yeah.
And the
but
Hey
they have a
Girlfriend
chapter
Network,
here.
too.
Hey Girlfriend Network.
That's a
Yeah.
good one
Yeah.
too.
That's good.
Yeah, and so others. So we're coming together, and then when you look at other nationalities, they're coming together.
Yeah.
I think what you're talking about from a political space, Emily's List is
Yeah.
actually, they got about 20,000 women. They were one of the groups that galvanized all the women across the world that did the
That
international walk.
Yeah.
It was millions.
Oh yes, the
Yeah.
walk. Yes.
The walk.
They did a
and
TED
that-
talk.
Yes.
too.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, so they're the ones behind, and out of that, they got about 20,000 women that are going to run for
Yeah.
offices.
That's very
Because
nice.
I don't know
So
what's
what's coming, Gilbert?
Oh, I
yeah,
can't
sorry,
wait.
Gilbert, but I don't know
can't
what's wrong with the male population.
wait.
They have lost
Hey, we already got with mayors. We already have mayors.
Exactly.
Mayor of Compton.
Well, you
Yeah.
saw the
So-
lady that
Right.
became the mayor in wasn't Carolina,
Yes.
Charlotte?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
She's just like, after that happened,
That's
they just
what
pushed
I'm-
her right
Yes.
on in their office.
fine.
Right.
Because look how long we've been tinkering around with this healthcare thing. Can't
Right.
figure it out.
Right.
Because they're all guys. If it was a woman, I'm telling you.
Because they're all
If it
guys.
was a woman, she would have figured it out, or her group would have
Right.
figured it out, because women are all about healthcare.
Yeah.
You see
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Guys, they don't think they need it.
Right.
Right.
Until they're,
Until
on the
some-
deathbed
like
or
this,
something
right.
like that.
And then after we nurture our children, then we nurture if our parents
Yes.
get ill,
Yes.
who's usually the one? I mean, I
Yeah.
have a few friends that exceptional that are taking care
Exactly.
of their ill mom or
Yeah.
dad. But most of the time it's women.
Yes.
We after even when we have kids, we're nurturing our caregiving our
Yeah.
elderly
Yeah.
parents, and then we're caregiving our
Right.
children and
Right.
caregiving our husbands.
Yeah.
and-
So true.
Yes.
so we need you guys because after all of that giving,
Yeah.
you don't have a lot left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know when I was taking care of my mom when she had cancer, it was like exercise was the only thing, and I couldn't leave.
Yeah.
So I had I had a little space. It really was no bigger than my computer board right here. I did weights at that time because it was I could do it in that little bit. I did Zumba in a little space about this big, and then I did my weights and I had my ball. I had like a whole library of video, and I had my own fitness center, right?
Yeah.
And that's the only way I survived
Yeah.
during that time because
Right.
that's so much stress.
Right.
And that's usually what they say when you go through that. The person giving, the
Yeah, it's usually the
caregiver,
ones
Yeah.
that die first.
they die
Yes.
first, right? Because your health is
Right.
Yeah.
totally compromised.
I thank God I lost my niece. My sister lost her daughter last year. Last year, she was home for Thanksgiving. 2 days later, she died.
Oh my!
Wow.
So this year, and it took us a whole month to get her in the ground. She died from an asthma attack.
Wow.
Yeah, turned into cardiac arrest. Yes, and actually, what happened was the new apartment they moved into. They had behind the wall there was mildew growing in the wall, so there was mold. So when she was sleeping, she was inhaling.
Wow.
And she died. She passed away. But this year, pushing my sister through Thanksgiving. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Pushing, it was like death all over again. Then we buried her December 23rd, which was 2 days before her birthday. Her birthday's the 25th.
Wow.
That's
So we had
tough.
to push my sister through that,
Yeah.
then push her. So Christmas was not Christmas, and then push her through New Year. So it was mentally. So now I'm coaching my sister back into a healthy mental place.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get her to, watch TV on the trip. She gained so much weight. Watch TV on the treadmill. I'm trying to help her, but just to for me to be in a good mental space, be able to hold her up. And when she go to sleep, I was running to the gym.
We've got a caller on the line, so let's go ahead and take that caller. Caller, who are you? Say your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is Darnell calling out of Tuscaloosa.
Oh, Darnell, how you doing, sir?
Okay. Crystal, where you find this girl at? A unicorn flying around the room.
No, which one? Which one?
Yeah, which one? Which one, Darnell?
The doctor, what's her name?
The doctor?
Well, we got both fitness. They're both in the fitness industry.
The dark skin one.
The angel over here.
Yeah.
Now, what did you
baby girl.
What was your question?
You gotta be nice to Crystal, though.
Oh, I love Crystal. Crystal and I go way back, several years. I absolutely love her. But thank you.
I got a question for Crystal.
Okay. Now, wait a minute. Dawn is the little one, over the one you said that the dark skin one. You want Crystal, me, or Dawn or Ayesha?
Crystal, the host of the show.
Oh, okay. Here I am.
But, yeah, doctor, you got to work on Crystal a little bit. I believe in her, too.
Okay.
I'm working on Crystal. Crystal she's actually doing extremely well. Sometimes just sustaining is great. She has a lot on her plate. She's not gaining any weight. Her skin looks amazing. She's consistent.
What did you say?
He wants you to get with it.
You got to get with it.
Are we back to the weights again? Is that what we back to?
I'm going to work on it.
You're going to be a winner.
I'm going to work on it.
Okay, well, Don's going to work on me and get me back with the weights. There you go. Is that okay?
But we got to get her credit. She's doing.
That's what I'm telling you. You got to get with her.
I am. I'm going to get with her.
Too cute.
Thanks, Darnell. I appreciate it.
I got a question for Crystal.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Crystal, I want to see Morris Media win so bad because it's a platform where different genres and stuff.
Yeah.
But do you know anything about the media that can help poetess get her platform to different platforms so more people can tune in and watch? Do you know anything about that?
Well, actually, I think it's a matter of us all sharing, and that's the one area. I think she has an amazing platform of shows here, and I think if we all I think there's like 20 of them, I think, shows. If we all shared our content, that would be a way of growing so that we are each sharing in watching, because all the shows that's here on the platform at the Morris Media are amazing. But again, we're operating in silos, and then those of you that are listening to us and
spread the word.
Spread the word. So if you go to Morris Media Studios, you'll find all the shows that are there, and then we do our own marketing, the Business Zone, and I share in, and we're always tagging in Morris Media, because now Don is an expert at this hashtag stuff. I'm still growing with the Twitter. I'm not quite. Facebook I got down, man. But then Facebook is changing. Yeah. What do you call them? The algorithm. So that's going to change how we do. Now, I actually found a platform called the Mighty Network, and that you can create your own network and then share a whole platform, not just your show, but your articles, everything about you, your social media connections, all in one platform. So I've talked to Felicia on how we can continue to grow. She's going to have an open house soon, so we're all going to be part of that. We're reaching out to the community. I drag everybody that I can get to come over here and have a podcast. There's some amazing people with amazing stories and amazing contacts and outreach. And if we're all here together, working together, then we can grow everybody's business. Yeah,
sounds great. Did I answer your question, Darnell?
Somewhat, but I was asking her, can she help poet? Because I know poet she kind of old school.
Oh,
with her.
Okay.
I was saying, like, she needs somebody that can help spread it through the social networking.
Yeah.
Right. I understand that.
Yeah, she and I've talked about it, and we're going to work on some stuff, and
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's
Absolutely.
coming.
Right, because what she's doing is it's a pioneer thing. Ain't nobody else doing what she's doing.
That's true.
And that's why we're here to help her grow, because you're absolutely right. She wants to develop a Black Talk radio show, station, a community that we're here to disseminate the information that our people need, and we're 100% behind it.
Yep.
It's just like Oprah. Nobody knew what she was doing when she was bringing in world-renowned people.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, it looked funny to everybody.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of see. The platforms, nobody. She even had a cop show. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Yes,
You get what I'm
right
saying?
along.
Right.
Yeah, right along is a pretty.
I'm like, what's going? You get what I'm saying? Like nobody else offering the platform for everybody to speak.
Right.
To bring in the world-renowned people for it to make sense for it to reach to the masses.
I
or
think-
to even reach to the.
I think you're on to something there, Darnell. We definitely are supporting her, and we're going to reach out to different types of entities to see if we can elevate her to the next level. So we're working on it, definitely.
Okay, I definitely appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. And I want you to listen every week, okay? Keep listening every week to our shows and help spreading the word to your friends, too.
Okay, y'all be good.
All right,
All
man.
right,
Thanks,
thank you,
Darnell.
Darnell.
So we have 11 minutes left on the show. What do you ladies want to share with the audience out there that they need to know that they don't already know?
Tell them about ThriveX today. How they get the
Today is a
tickets at
ThriveX Day.
$49.
So the thing is that we have tickets. The ticket sales are on pre-early bird special for $49. Find us on Eventbrite, ThriveX 360, Eventbrite. And after Monday, they go to the early bird special, which is $75. And then we also have the regular price tickets at $119. You're going to get so much at this event, like so much at this event. It's invaluable. So, just the things and the people that you're going to meet, the exposure to the Inglewood area. This has never touched Inglewood, and Inglewood's growing, right?
It is.
And so I'm just excited for that. I really advise you to invite a friend. Even if you come for a part of the event, come to the expo. Just experience it. And we're going to have a lot of radio and video and signage at this event that you want to be a part of it, because this is going global, guys.
Yeah.
It's going
I missed
global.
the first event. Let me say, I was doing a speaking engagement, so I missed the first event, but I got word of how great it was.
Yeah.
And the quality of speakers that were there and the networking that took place. You don't want to miss it. Get your tickets now. I may even do some comedy. Y'all just, I'm just joking.
She gonna do comedy. Watch out now.
I'm just joking.
Hey, she's a host.
Funny.
Captivate the audience. Okay?
But you want to be there. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I see the work that they're putting in. It blows me away. Second event, but it's going to be absolutely phenomenal.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And yes, it is. I mean, the confidence coach, he himself is an energy that's beyond measure. He actually has started a movement in the UK where he took a group of 25 people and he started a love movement.
Wow.
And the love movement was he would just send the people out in the street and you just go hug a stranger.
Wow.
Because just right now we're in a paradigm shift. Everybody is suffering from something.
Oh, yeah.
And so love is needed.
Yes.
Love is definitely
Absolutely.
needed. And with that being said, I'm going to start a body love challenge, love your body challenge for starting on the 10th of February. It's a 21-day challenge, ladies.
Wow.
Okay.
Ladies, okay, love your body. You got to love yourself first in order to love those around you.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Right?
true.
It starts here.
Yeah. Right.
So just stay tuned. Watch me on Facebook, Ayesha Goodall, Ayesha R. Goodall. I am also on Instagram as Goodall A. And my business page is Good Zen Consulting.
Okay.
So you can find me on those platforms, and also LinkedIn. I'm Ayesha R. Goodall. So I'm excited. Get your tickets.
Loving that. Loving
And
that.
Unicorn, how do we find you?
You can find me tomorrow. You can actually find me speaking at the Young Men of Color Conference. I am so excited about that. I spoke at the Young Women of Color Conference last year. Tomorrow's Young Men of Color Conference is going to be absolutely amazing with West Hall and what is the name of the show? West Hall and You Are the Money radio show. So you want to be there. Dr. Brenda Manuel will be there. It's going to be over at UCLA. So it's going to be an amazing event. So you can find me there. But you can also look for me on all social platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn as Dawn Strozier, DAWNSTROZIER.
And periodically you see her doing some amazing, some kind of fitness, picking up 3,000 pound weight.
So my website launches in a few weeks. My website will launch, and there's some great products and services that you guys can stay tuned for. It's going to be amazing.
And Crystal, what do you want to share with the audience?
Let's see. We have a breakfast mixer, Recycling Black Dollars, next Tuesday. No, the 13th, February 13th. We have a breakfast mixer at Denny's Restaurant at 3740 Crenshaw Boulevard. And we are celebrating Recycling Black Dollars, Black History Month. So come out there. Crenshaw Yoga and Dance.
Tell them who's going to be there at that event.
Oh, actually, we have a culmination of people that are honoring those in our community that have gone on to the glory. And so we're going to be, so just come on out. And we're also, our new resource guide is hot off the press. Will be available for purchase at the meeting. And let's see what else we got going on. Crenshaw Yoga and Dance, we are having, for those ladies that don't happen to have a man, we're having a Valentine's wine and sip and cheese burlesque showcase.
That's what I'm talking about.
So that is going to be, let me get the date for you. It's going to be a lot of fun. So you can come out.
Is it in February?
It is in February. You can
Probably
come out
before Valentine's, right?
It's actually going to be on the 10th. It's a Saturday. It starts at 6 o'clock. So come out and you can shake and find your inner sexiness and be your and as you said, love yourself. It's a lot of fun. We'll have boas and sparkly bustiers and all that kind of stuff. And then we're also having on I think it's on the 11th, we're having a social. So come out and get your salsa on.
On the 11th.
On the 11th of which is a Sunday afternoon, and the burlesque is on the 10th. Now I'm going to tell you guys something about when I first started doing the burlesque. Like, oh Lord, I got to find that sexy because I'm so business-like. Now
I've seen you. It's sexy.
Yeah.
All that stuff is there.
Now I just throw off my bowl over here and throw this off over there. Like, all right, I'm into
this. She would come dressed for the part when we were doing our sexy dance night. Dressed for the part.
And our high heels on.
That's so funny.
So my girlfriend's like, okay, so when is pole dancing next?
That's a whole different
That's another. So I like this part. So that's what's good. And then there is such a host of Black history events all throughout the community. Leimert Park has them, so check out the Leimert Park Beat. Check out the LA Sentinel. It has all the events that's going on. So make sure you are honoring and honoring our history and our ancestors by knowing our history. And so celebrate with them. Make sure you show up. Recycle those Black dollars back into our community. Make sure you go to ThriveX so that you can get your mind, body, and soul in place. Make sure you register for the Mastermind, Minority Certification Mastermind group that is on February 22nd, and it's going to be hosted at the Los Angeles Urban League.
And it starts at what time?
And it starts at 4 o'clock, 4 to 6 o'clock. So come on out. I believe Vermont Slauson, they're having so check their website, Vermont Slauson Economic Development Center. They're having their Black History event. The Crusaders are having theirs. So every one of us out here are doing something to honor our people. So be proud of who you are. Don't apologize for who you are. Your ancestors require you to be proud of who you are. So get to know who you are, and knowledge is power, guys.
Yes.
Yeah. Any parting words from our health gurus here? Anybody?
I think we've said enough.
You said enough? Okay. So take care of your health.
Take care of your health.
Absolutely.
Well, as you know, you're on the Business Zone, and we're aired every Friday from 3 to 5, Crystal and I, and we provide information for small businesses to get you business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. We're advocates. We're not just consultants. We're advocate for you. That means we're always in your corner, providing you with opportunities and resources to get you to grow your business. So with that being said, tune into the Business Zone every Friday from 3 to 5 on MorrisMediaLive.com. And it's been a great week.
It has
been a great week, and we're going to tune out right now. And just want to let you know, continuing to be that small biz pro that we think you are. And like my producer say, I'm a businessman and I'm a entrepreneur.
LaRon, can you show the video with the kids?
I'm a businessman. Yes, I'm an entrepreneur.
Oh, he can sing a little bit? Oh, yeah, that's our intro song. So he's going to show a video. You guys have to check this out for our last little 2 minutes of these children. Do you have it? Okay.
Tune in.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Black excellence is an all-time high. With me to talk about it is Bacardi Sanders, April Ryan, Simone Sanders, and Angela White. Angela, all-time high.
Of course it's at an all-time high. Black folks consistently go high.
Give me some examples.
Dawn, we don't have enough time. Serena Williams won the Australian Open.
Wow, she was 8 weeks pregnant.
And don't forget, black women saved Alabama.
98%.
And Uber shut out the boat. We got Issa, Ava, Lena, Oprah, and so many more.
We got some black man magic too. Dapper Dan, a trailblazer in fashion, officially partnered with Gucci and opened up a Gucci store in Harlem. Rich Dennis, the brothers sold Shea Moisture, then made sure they established a fund to support black women, then bought Essence magazine, making it 100% black owned again.
We have made history in elections in Alabama, Virginia, and North Carolina.
Atlanta got a mayor named Keisha.
Hey Keisha.
Oh, Angela.
Don't forget, we have the Black Panther movie coming out on February 16th, and it's already breaking records with pre-sales. And we have Ava's A Wrinkle in Time coming out on March 9th.
Wait, did we forget to talk about how Hidden Figures, Girls Trip, and Get Out shattered records? Listen, black folks have always been dope and always will be dope.
Ain't nothing fake about that news. There you have it. Black excellence have an all-time high. Happy Black Issue Month.
As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just review the pages of my marketing plan. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just review the pages of my marketing plan. Got my capability statement, yes, I'm ready to go. Got my balance sheet, my P&L, my statement of cash flow. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just review the pages of my marketing plan. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just review the pages.